All right, ladies and gentlemen, a new season of Destiny 2 means a new leveling guide. I always debate every season whether to make these leveling guides, as leveling in Destiny 2 hasn't changed like at all as of recently, but people keep watching them, so I'm gonna keep making them. So yeah, whether you're a new player, a returning player, or you're a veteran and you're watching this video for fun, you will walk away from this video knowing everything there is to know about leveling in Season 18. Also, if anyone you know needs help on the topic of leveling, then link them this video and I'll take care of them. Now, real quick, if you're new and you enjoy my content, then feel free to subscribe. I'd appreciate it. But before we get started, a big thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. Listen, all right, the year is 2022 and you're still out here raw dogging the internet. Shame on you. Didn't your parents teach you better? It actually blows my mind that some people don't even know what a VPN is. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and it's a service that protects your internet connection and privacy online. Now you might be asking, well, what's the best VPN I can use? Well, young grasshopper, let me introduce you to NordVPN. NordVPN essentially takes everything you're doing online, digs an encrypted tunnel, and puts it through that tunnel so no one can see what you're looking at on the interwebs. With NordVPN, it's extremely easy to connect. You literally press one button or enable auto connect for 0 button pushing protection. Listen, we're all gamers here, and gaming with a VPN in this day and age is a must. Let's say you're playing Crucible, Trials, Gambit, anything, and someone on the other team just doesn't like you. They press one button and bam, they kick you offline. With NordVPN, you can protect yourself from DDoS attacks, as attackers can no longer see your IP address. Do yourself a favor and start protecting yourself online with NordVPN. You can use it on your PC, Mac, Android, iPhone, Linux, you name it, NordVPN is available on it. Now, NordVPN has given me a special offer for you all. You can go to nordvpn.com/myfi, where you can get 4 months for free with a 2-year plan. That's $2.98 per month. $2.98 a month for all the online protection and security you'll ever need. And NordVPN has a 30-day, no questions asked money back guarantee. They are that confident that you will like it, that they will just give you your money back within 30 days if you don't. Once again, thank you so much to NordVPN for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the leveling guide. Now, when it comes to Destiny 2, there are a lot of things that can be leveled. But in this video, we're going to be focusing on the big one, the one you're more than likely here for, power level. You're probably not here to learn how to level your Crucible or Vanguard XP. You know the big yellow number you see when you open your character screen? That is your power level. Your power level affects how much damage you do to enemies and take from enemies. Also, in some higher level content, if you're not at a certain level, you just can't do that content until you're at that level. Your power level is actually 2 different levels combined. If you hover over your power level, you'll see a number with the word gear after it in white. This is your gear level, and a number with the word bonus after it in blue. This is your bonus level. Let's first start with the bonus level in blue, as it's much easier to explain and understand. Now, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to be calling this bonus level your artifact bonus level, which will make sense in just a second. Every season within Destiny 2, the previous season's artifact gets removed and a new one is added. Your seasonal artifact is tied to your bonus level, hence why we're calling it artifact bonus level. When you inspect your artifact, you will see a bunch of artifact mods, which I've already made a video on which ones to get, link below. But in the bottom right hand corner, you will see a diamond shape. Hovering over this diamond shape will reveal 2 XP bars: artifact unlocks and power bonus. Artifact unlocks relate to those artifact mods I just mentioned, and we're not going to be discussing that. We're focused on the power bonus XP bar. Every time you fill this bar up, you will get a power bonus level, aka an artifact bonus level. You can see how many artifact bonus levels you have a bunch of different ways, but for right now, you can see it via the number in blue right above this XP bar. Now, before we talk about how to level this XP bar up, there's 2 things you should know. First is that every time you level this XP bar up, it will require even more XP to level it up again. Like the first few times, it will only take a few 100,000 XP, but it will eventually take millions of XP. Then the second thing to know is that this XP bar can be leveled up an infinite amount of times. And we'll come back to how having this be an infinite amount affects overall power level later on after we've discussed gear levels. So I'm not going to explain what XP is, because if you've played any online game like ever, then you already like know what XP is. I will, however, tell you how to get XP relatively fast. Now within Destiny 2, you can get XP by doing pretty much anything. Do a strike, XP, complete a bounty, XP, story mission, XP, so on and so forth. Also, I wanted to throw in here that anytime you get XP, then that's applied to everything that takes XP. And I know I said I wouldn't be covering other types of levels, but if you were to get 100 XP, it would go toward your artifact bonus level, your artifact mod unlocks, your season pass, so on and so forth. And they all get the same amount. Nothing is split. Everything gets the same. But just playing the game is not the fastest way to get XP. The two fastest ways are by completing seasonal challenges and by doing bounties. Seasonal challenges can be found in your quest tab, and new ones are added weekly. And when a new season comes out, the previous season's seasonal challenges go away, so you can't get XP from them anymore. You're going to be looking for the seasonal challenges that state Challenger XP or Challenger XP++. Any challenges that state this are going to give you massive, and I mean massive, amounts of XP and aid you in leveling up your artifact bonus levels. Next up is bounties. These are relatively straightforward. Just about every vendor in the game offers bounties, and when completed and turned in will give XP. Weekly bounties give 12k XP, dailies give 6k, and repeatables give 3k. Now real quick, I also wanted to mention that there is a website, in my opinion, it's a website that you should use, especially if you're first starting out, to see all the bounties on one screen. Like every bounty currently in the game that is available for you to pick up on one screen. It is called Destiny Recipes, and under the checklist section, this is where you'll see all the bounties. I'll have this website linked below. But yeah, that is how artifact bonus levels work and how to level it up. It's very straightforward. It's literally just earn XP. Next up is the big one, the one that most people have problems with understanding: gear levels. If you head back over to that big yellow number on your character screen and hover over it, your gear level is the number in white, like I mentioned earlier. This number is achieved by taking the level of all your gear and averaging it out, then rounding down. So technically, if you're really good at math, you could just look at all your gear and average it to know which pieces are dragging you down and that you need to get a higher level of. But if you're not a human calculator, then I highly recommend, and this is going to be another website, downloading Destiny Item Manager. From there, you can click on your character gear level and a box will pop up. This box will show you all your gear with a number next to it. If the number is green with a plus next to it, then this means that piece of gear is above your average gear level and is not dragging you down. If it's red with a minus next to it, then this means that it's below your average gear level and it is dragging you down. And if it's gray with a 0 next to it, then it's just neutral. It is at your average gear level. And I know some people complain about, this game requires third-party websites or apps, and it doesn't really. It's just for the sake of learning it, like learning how to level for the first time. This is what I recommend. After you get it down and you understand leveling, you don't really need to use these sites, even though I would still recommend them because they're very, very handy. But for the sake of learning, I highly recommend those two sites. Like I said, link below. So with how gear levels work, remember, it's just all your pieces of gear averaged out and then rounded down. How do you increase your gear level? In order to understand that, you must first understand the power caps within Destiny 2. First up is the floor. This isn't technically a cap, but I wanted to mention it because I feel like that it's essential for you to know. The floor is basically level 0, but it's not called 0, it's 1350. 1350 is the lowest your gear can be in Witch Queen. So if you just started playing Destiny 2 and everything in the beginning is showing 1350 and you're wondering why is all my stuff 1350, well, that pretty much means 0. Also, if you haven't played since Witch Queen dropped, all your gear that you had back in the day, so like let's say you played back in Shadowkeep or Forsaken, you haven't played in a very long time, and then you hop back in and you see all of your gear is 1350 now, and you don't remember it being that high because back then gear levels didn't actually go up that high. Well, that's because everything got bumped up to 1350 because, like I said, it's the floor and it's pretty much 0. So yeah, if you're wondering that, that is why. Okay, so now let's talk about the actual first cap, the soft cap. The soft cap in Season 18 is 1520. If you're currently under 1520, then getting to 1520 should be your first goal, and it is very easy. You literally just play the game. You do story missions, playlist activities, literally anything. All the gear that drops will continuously be higher than what you had. You don't need to do anything special, just play the game until you're 1520. Once you're at 1520, aka the soft cap, your next goal is to get to the powerful cap, which in season 18 is 1570. Now, unlike the soft cap where you can just play the game, in order to get to the powerful cap, you need to do powerful challenges, hence the name. You can see where powerful challenges are by opening up your destinations tab and looking for bright yellow star icons. These are powerful challenges. They could also be pinnacle challenges as well, but we'll talk about those later. Also, I'm pretty sure you actually need to be at the soft cap for these yellow stars to start popping up and for powerful and pinnacle challenges to become available. Just heads up. So if you're under 1520 and you don't see them, that might be why. I'm not sure if that's still how it works, but I'm pretty sure, or if you're looking, you don't see stars, just wait till you're at the soft cap. Once you see a destination that has a yellow star next to it, click on it, then look for the yellow star again. It will tell you what you need to do to complete that powerful challenge. Also, a quick tip, if the powerful challenge is an activity, you'll see the same yellow star, but if it's a vendor, their icon will be blue instead of green because vendor icons are normally green, and that blue icon will be in the shape of a star. So just literally just look for stars. That's all you need to do. Now, you'll probably notice when looking at these powerful challenges that they will state tier 1, 2, or 3. This is important. Tier 1 will award gear plus 3 levels over your average gear level. Tier 2 is plus 4 and tier 3 is plus 5. Also, I know I just mentioned pinnacle challenges, which don't worry, we're about to cover them, but if you do a pinnacle challenge before, and this is big, before you were at the powerful cap, so 1570, they will award a plus 5. So treat them as a tier 3 until you're at 1570. Now you're going to want to do your powerful challenges in order from tier 1 to 3. This is because of a thing called RNG, aka it's just random and you're trying to not get absolutely dunked on by it. I'm going to explain why you want to do them in order via an example right now. Let's say you do a powerful tier 3 and you get gauntlets that are plus 5 over your average gear level. Then you do a tier 1 and you get gauntlets again. Well, because of how the tiers I just explained work, they will only be plus 3. So they're useless to you because the tier 3 gauntlets are still higher because they were a plus 5. Whereas if you did that in reverse, you'd have to go through the rest of your tier 1s and tier 2s. So you'll have a chance at being a higher level. Thus, if you get gauntlets again, they might be much higher. Like I said, a lot of randomness, but that's just how it works. So do all your tier 1s before touching your tier 2s, and same thing, do all your tier 2s before touching your tier 3s, and then tier 3s, and then pinnacles. Do them in order for the best shot at getting stuff that you actually need to level up. Also, want to mention prime engrams. These are the purple things that have the gold in them, and they drop randomly. These are essentially tier 1s, so just turn them in as soon as you get them. But now it is time to turn on your pay to win cheat codes, because there is a way to skip all the soft cap and like half the powerful cap grind. If you own Witch Queen and do the Witch Queen campaign on legendary difficulty, at the end you will be awarded a full set of gear, all 8 pieces at 1540. 20 levels into the powerful cap. The legendary campaign is not that hard and should only take you about 5 hours with some friends or 8 hours by yourself, going at a relatively fast pace. If you're curious, Bungie in a recent statement said that 2 out of every 3 players completed the Witch Queen campaign on legendary difficulty for their first time through. So that should just kind of put it into perspective. It's not that hard. This skips literal weeks worth of grinding, and I highly recommend it. But once again, you need to own Witch Queen. And fun fact, right now, at the time of this video going live, for the next week, Witch Queen is free. In fact, all the DLC are free for the next week for everyone. So yeah, if you're starting out right now, or you're just not getting back into the game and you're not at 1540 yet, go and do the legendary campaign, please. It is free. It's literally free to do. Go do it right now. This is a massive cheat code. It lets you skip like so much leveling. So now, once you have conquered the powerful cap, your final goal is the pinnacle cap. The pinnacle cap in season 18 is 1580. Now, I'm going to keep this short, as getting to the pinnacle cap is very similar to getting to the powerful cap. You can only get to the pinnacle cap by doing pinnacle challenges, which, just like powerful challenges, can be found by looking for that bright yellow star icon. Now, unlike powerful challenges that tell you what tier they are, pinnacles do not, and we'll come back to this in just a second. Also, instead of there being 3 tiers, there's only 2, tier 1 and 2, and you can probably guess what they award. That's right, +1 and +2 respectively. So even though the grind from the powerful cap to the pinnacle cap is only 10 levels, it's still going to take some time, as pinnacle challenges are only going to award gear 1 to 2 levels over your average gear level. Now, I just mentioned that the game doesn't tell you what tiers these pinnacle challenges are, but no need to fear, as I'll just tell you right now, and it's pretty easy to understand. All of the playlist activities, such as Crucible, Gambit, and Strikes, plus the clan vendor Hawthorne, award a +1, and everything else is +2. Now, last season, there were some reports that some tier 2s were awarding +1s when they should have been awarding +2s. And if that's still the case, to be honest, I just wouldn't worry about it. Leveling already, if you're starting out, is pretty hard to understand. Like, it's a lot to take in. So don't also be trying to figure out which ones are bugged and which ones. Just do them in the order that they're supposed to be done. If one of them bugs out, it's not that big of a deal. Just don't worry about it. But once you're at 1580 or the Pinnacle Cap, well then congrats, you're done leveling for season 18. You can come back in season 19 when they raise the Pinnacle Cap up again, and you can level your gear some more. Now, I mentioned that I would come back to the artifact bonus level later on, and well, this is where we're going to do that. Essentially, you take your gear level and your artifact level, combine them, and then that is how you get your power level. So even though right now the max your gear can be is 1580, your character's power level can be 1590, 1595, 1597. It doesn't matter, because you can just take your power bonus and level that up an infinite amount of times and then just add it to your gear level, and then that's how you get your power level. But that is how to level in Season 18/Season of Plunder. Let me know your thoughts on the leveling system down below. You all already know how I feel about it. I think it's boring and needs to change, and via all the leaks we've seen, that might actually happen, which I'd be all for. But with all that being said, feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed the video, share it with anyone that might need help leveling, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.